Good morning, students. I, Mukesh, your English teacher, will teach you our first chapter in Unit 1, The Wonderful Waste. But before starting our chapter, I want to clarify one thing that in our English textbooks there are so many units. Under Unit 1st, there are two chapters. First is poem and second one is a story. The poem name is The Ice Cream Man and the story is Wonderful Waste. So in this video, we will learn Wonderful Waste. So let's continue. Now, teaching learning outcomes of this chapter. To enable them means to enable the students to read this chapter properly, to narrate experience and incident of the stories, and to enrich their vocabulary. So, Wonderful Waste. Here, explanation will be there along with the model reading. Once, the Maharaja of Travancore ordered a grand dinner in his palace. Travancore was a place in Kerala. It is also now situated in Kerala. So, the Maharaja of Travancore planned a grand dinner in his palace. In the afternoon, before the dinner, the Maharaja entered the kitchen to survey the dishes that had been prepared for the feast. Feast means grand dinner or grand food. So, in the afternoon, Maharaja just observed in the kitchen that what is cooking for the grand dinner or for the feast. What are you going to do with those vegetable scraps? He asked the cook, pointing to the basket of scraps near the cook. Now, when Maharaja entered the kitchen, he observed there are so many vegetable scraps. So, a question came in his mind that what will the cook do with these scraps? So, he asked to the cook. Now, cook replied, "They are waste. We will throw them away." Now, cook replied in a polite manner that it is a wasteful thing. We will just throw them away. You cannot waste all these bits and pieces of vegetables. Find a way to use them. The Maharaja commanded sternly and walked away. Now, Maharaja ordered to the cook that, "Why are you wasting these waste? These are vegetable scraps. You just find a way to use it. Just use it and make a delicious thing with it." Now, the cook was in a fix and kept staring at the vegetable scrap for some time. Suddenly, an idea flashed across his mind. Now, the cook was under the thinking process that what will we do with the scraps. So, suddenly, an idea came in his mind. So, what was the idea? Can you guess, children? Okay, let's see. He took all the vegetables bits, washed them and cleaned them well. So he collected all the bits of the vegetables. Firstly, he washed them and cleaned them properly. Then he cut them into long strips. He put them in a huge pot and placed it on the fire to cook. So, he collected all the vegetables bit, washed them, cleaned them. Now he he cut all the vegetable scraps into strips and placed it into a bowl, or put it into a bowl, and just let the vegetable scraps to cook. Next, he ground some fresh coconut, green chilies and garlic together. He added these paste and some salt to the cooking vegetables. So he added some things or some spices for the taste in the dish. A tempting smell started coming from the pot. Now, a refreshing or a good fragrance started coming from the pot. Now, he wiped some curd and added it to the curry. He also poured a few spoonfuls of coconut oil and decorated the dish with the curry leaves. Lo and behold, the new dish was ready. The cook served this new dish to the guest that evening. Now what will happen? Everyone was eager to know the name of the new dish. The cook thought and thought. Now, when everyone tasted that new dish, everyone wants to know the name of that dishes, because that dish was very delicious. So, cook was thinking and thinking. Then a name came to his mind. He named it as Avial. Avial became famous all over Kerala and is now one of the dishes in a traditional Kerala feast. And imagine, it all came from a basket of waste. Now, students, you understood? So, let's move to the new words in this chapter. Our first new word is in a fix. A situation hard to escape from. Flash across the mind. Suddenly think of. Lo and behold. Look, what a surprise. Traditional feast. Hearty meal for many guests. Served on a special occasion. I hope you enjoyed this video, learned a lot. We will meet in our next video with the exercise. Thank you and have a adventurous day ahead.